Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Yeah, just threw an eraser because, it's very hard to record this video because I've went through it, like, I think 4 times now, and it's tough because I don't like to share my opinion, not my opinion, my emotions out loud because that's just how I am, and I don't like talking to people about things because I don't do that. But anyway, this video is about something my family and I lost, and it's a car. And before you start saying, oh, well, it's just a car, why are you so emotionally attached to it? Or why are you getting emotionally attached to just a car? Like, no, like, it's not just a car, a car is a huge piece of your life. I mean, it's something you use daily, or maybe not even daily, but you're going to experience cars everywhere. I can look outside the window right now. Look, I can see 2 cars parked over here. I can see a car just driving in this direction. Like, cars are a thing in your daily life. It's something that, when you buy a car, I mean, this isn't a car that I've owned because I'm too young to drive, but like, people buy a car, it's because they like the car. They're not going to buy a car because they hate the car. I mean, if you do that, then you're stupid. Like, why don't you buy something that you actually like, rather than buying something that you hate? I mean, if someone gives you a car, I mean, if you don't like it, just take it and, sell it, but then buy yourself a nice car. That's how life works. But anyway, it's a car, and you can get emotionally attached to anything. And, sometimes it can be weird, or sometimes it can be odd. I mean, I think sometimes liking a car could be odd, but, like, it's not like liking a car, it's just being emotionally attached to it because it's been in your life for eons and years. But I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm saying right now, and it's rough because, it's like a bunch of things are just going through my head. But let's say right here, you have this eraser, this broken in half eraser right here. You are going to like that eraser if you've had it for years, or someone has given it to you, like a person in your life, a family member or a friend, or, let's say someone handed you this. If you've kept this eraser for years and years and years and years and years, like probably from 1st grade to like 12th grade, senior year of high school, you're going to like this eraser because, it's probably been with you through your ups and downs, and because you kept it for this long. Like, why would you keep something for this long? But that's how this car was for us, and yeah, it's just, sad to see it go, and, and how it's, I guess, life ended so soon. But I mean, again, we're getting a new car now, so I'm excited for that. But it's just that, if I can, like, go back to, like, the history of this car, because, sorry, that was loud. If you go back, actually, if I go back, because, you can't really do that, you can't really look up 2004 Ford Explorer and then find the history of the car. No, you're going to just think of it in my perspective. My grandfather bought this before I was born. If you didn't know, I was born in 2005, and he sadly passed away in 2007 when I was just about 2 years old, because it was around Christmas that he died. But he bought that car, I'm guessing because it's a new car. Typically cars are a year ahead, so he probably bought it in 2003, so he had it for a decent amount of time before he passed away. And from that moment, my grandmother had the car for years, and she loved the car. And I went to Canada in that car many times, and I've had funny memories in that car. Like, I can go way back to, like, earliest as I can remember to now, to the point where it rains, that water comes through the seat, the rubber on the door, or like when you're going in a car wash, the soap goes through the back window. See, that's funny, those are happy memories. But like, now that it's gone, it's like that quote you say, you never realize something until it's gone, but it doesn't really apply right, because you never realize something until it's gone. But I realized it. I realized that it was there, and I realized that there's going to be an end to that vehicle, to the end of that car. But like, at the moment, you can't accept that, because it's just, that's how life is. When you like something so much, you can't accept the fact that you can't get it. It's that you can't get it, that you can't lose it. Because if you have something, like, let's say my iPad, right over here, off the frame. I could cut it out, but you know, whatever. So my iPad, right? I like this thing. I love it so much. But I mean, let's say that this was a golden iPad. This is a limited iPad. Like you can only get it for a limited amount of time. You know, with the case breaking off of it. That like I love this thing. I bring it to me all the time I go. You know, every place I go when I'm on a road trip or something. I brought this with me when I went to Florida. You know, I bring this places everywhere, and I've had it for almost 2 years now, and it probably has traveled more miles than an average human. But it's, you know, it's kind of, if I had to get rid of that, of course I'm going to be sad about it, because, you know, it's a bad example, I guess, because, you know, that's a technological item. I feel like I can easily give away a phone than a car, because, you know, I don't know, I think I have to, that item, that thing, because this can happen to anyone. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you're so weird liking a technology or something, no. But like, it has to have like a history, and like it has to have something that's meant a lot to you in your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has to have something significant for you to like emotionally be attached to something. But anyway, I'm gonna go through some happy memories and some things that I kind of ripped off the car before we gave it to this dude. But anyway, before I was born, you know, my family would go to trips to Florida all the time. Like, they would go to Canada, Florida, Canada, Niagara Falls, you know, they would go, like, to hundreds of places, but, you know, then when I was born, they kind of had to, they were like, screw that, we can't do that. So, yes, they just went to Canada because it was a shorter trip than driving to Florida from Massachusetts. But, you know, you get the point. It's something special, and like, I remember, let me try to think, because that thing went through a lot, especially in my family. Let's see, when the car first broke down, yeah, this is a funny story. I actually wasn't there when this happened, but right down the street, my mom and my brother were grabbing bagels at this bagel shop. And they're going there, you know, whatever. It's a very short distance. It's like, oh, it's not even like a mile. It's like way under a mile. Quarter of a mile, probably. And, you know, they're driving, whatever. And I guess she didn't know, I guess the temperature gauge was going up, that she ran into the bakery store and the thing just released a white smoke. The car, just white smoke everywhere. And, you know, I'm at my house enjoying time with my cousins because my cousins came up from Florida. I've probably mentioned Florida and Canada many times that day, but, you know, they came up from Florida, and, you know, I was hanging out with them, so I kind of just was being ignorant, like, oh yeah, the car's broken, whatever, you can still drive it, you know, I'm being ignorant. But, you know, they're coming home, they're driving with white smoke coming out of the car, and yeah, that was a weird moment, but, you know, I just remember looking outside and being like, oh, you know, I guess it's emission failure, but it was, I think the radiator exploded, but, you know, I don't think it exploded, I think it just overheated. Exploded just seems like a big word to use, like exploded, like all my ego and thoughts just exploded today. But, you know what I mean. Another memory I had was, I was going, actually I have the towel right here, because I was making the video, I went to, what's the name of the place? New Hampshire Motor Speedway in New Hampshire, because I just said that. But it's a NASCAR thing, you know, you get to see NASCAR. It's like one of those small little things. But I went there with that car back in 2016, and if you don't know what songs were popular in 2016, then I don't know. But, you know, we got this towel back in 2016. Awesome towel. I haven't even used it. It's just been sitting on my dresser, but then I decided to, you know, put it back, but put that over there. So, Ride by 21 Pilots is my favorite song of the last decade, and my favorite childhood song, because that song meant the world to me. I love that song, because it, like, really had a lot of lyrics and meaning to it, so, yeah. But anyway, we were driving on our way back home, and that song came on, and in that part where Tyler goes, I've been thinking too much, well, you know, my dad changed it to, I've been drinking too much. That was the funniest moment of my life, especially in that car. because we were dying. I think he just sneezed right now. But, you know, it was a really funny moment. And it touched me because, you know, again, don't come at me like it's just a car, it's so you can't get emotionally attached to it. Well, guess what? Grab this piece of chalk and yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can definitely be emotionally attached to an object, and that's normal and that's okay. And then, yeah, I can't think of any other memories because, you know, actually, there was a memory. Like, I don't have the, do I have the photo? I don't think I had the photo because it was, my cousin sent it to me on Snapchat. But when we were, a couple years ago, we were driving to, I don't know where. You were driving somewhere. I think we were going to IKEA or something, and I had my older cousin in the car, and what we did was we had lowered, the, oh, what seat? Oh, no, we didn't have lower a seat down. So we were in the car, and we were playing Uno, and what happened was, funny. My sister was sitting in the middle with her car seat, and we decided to play Uno, and trying to do Uno with 3 people in a car is kind of rough. So you put all the cards on my sister. That was fun. We played Uno on my sister. That was funny. I won't forget about that. And yeah, I mean, the car went through a lot, and today there was a video that I recorded, and as the car was driving out, which really kind of like made me sad, was like when I was driving out, like fluids were coming out, like gushing blood. Like it was, I think it was transmission fluid, or it could have been coolant. I don't know. Actually, coolant isn't coolant. I don't know what color coolant is, but it was like this blood. Like it looked like maroon, or like that blood color when it releases oxygen. But you know, reverses out, and it's like blood. And I kind of like, you know, what made me feel so sad was like the fact that it turned on, which was so weird because yesterday we had it hooked up to an F-150, which has more power than one of those jumper start things, those little portable ones. Yeah, so we had that plugged in. The car would not start at all. But some guy had his portable thing. He started the car. I don't know how he did it. He's a magician. Don't know how. But you know, he driving out, and the brakes were fine, but it was just releasing loads of fluids, like loads of fluids. And it looked like blood, and I kind of like felt sad because I was like, oh my god, it's bleeding. But then like I was like, no, it's crying that was leaving us, you know. And that was really sad. And something that actually I started crying outside because my mom goes, this is the last thing that is left of your grandfather. And that really like hit me, and I started breaking down crying. Then the guy was coming, so I ran inside my garage and, you know, started crying against the Buick, because, you know, that's what you do in 2020. But yeah, and so I did do some things, and I ripped apart I mean, I shouldn't say that. I carefully unscrewed the license plate off the car, you know. But I pried out the Explorer logo, and I ripped apart the logo from the back as a memory of one of the best cars, actually not even one of the best car that's ever came to us. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you actually watched this video, yeah, it was a sad day today, and it's hard to I don't even know. If I cry for a car, if someone dies, how am I gonna cry? I probably would be crying longer, because, you know, I cried like 4 times today over a car. God knows what's gonna happen when someone dies that I love. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. If you want to comment, or if you want to comment like whatever, or, you know, comment something funny, or comment something, you know, whatever you want to comment. But mainly people who want to comment if you had like a similar experience to this. Like if you had a family car that you've loved so much that's been like, you know, been in your life for all of your years of living, you know. That's what that car was to me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.